St. John's is heating up at the right time, this halfway point in the season. Winners of 4 of their last 5. And to chat more about the Titans today, we bring in their head coach, Mike Schoen. Thanks so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Early on in the season, you guys were dropping those close games. Now you seem to be getting over the hump. What do you feel like has changed to have those more successful outcomes?
Yeah, I think we've played really good teams, lost some close games that were winnable, and I think we've really just emphasized making little things important. I think we lost 5 games with a combined 17 points. Hitting a couple more free throws or getting a couple more defensive stops doesn't necessarily make us a better or worse team. It's just trying to find ways to make sure little things are important and then kind of let those little things take care of themselves. And like you said, we've kind of turned a corner and won a couple big games, and we hope to continue that going forward.
At this point in the season, who's maybe someone that's surprised you or you've seen as most improved for your team?
Well, first guy I think is probably most improved from last year to this year is Jaden Jones. He's really improved, really become a very reliable player on both ends of the floor for us. Jalen Teemer's a guy that stepped up huge for us in the St. Francis game, and he's just a hard-working guy. And then off the bench recently, Schoen Lamb has really provided a nice spark for us. In the St. Francis game, we were in foul trouble, and he was big time for us. Carter Washington was important for us, Jack Goodnow, and Mike Engo. So those 4 guys off the bench have really solidified us and provided some depth. And then our starting lineup's been great all year. And again, trying to find their footing. We're an experienced team, but still a young team with probably not the level of experience you need to win those big games. So as we're learning through that, I think we're continuing to grow and continuing to get better.
Looking ahead to this Friday, you guys have a big game coming up against Central Catholic. You can't give the whole game plan away just yet, but what are those keys going to be if you want to take down the Fighting Irish?
Well, first of all, they're just a really good team. They're really well coached, and they play really hard. So I think first and foremost, we need to understand we come in with the right mindset. We need to be prepared to play, prepared for a physical game, prepared for a fast-paced game. Obviously very talented, Manny Johnson, Isaiah Mack Russell, Dre Wardrop, you can go down the list. Really talented, a group that I have a lot of appreciation for because last year they took their lumps as a young team, and now I think they're starting to reap the benefits of going through that adversity and coming out the other end of it. So they're a hungry team. They got us in a close one the first time we played. Now we're at their place. So we know what it takes to win those games. We just got to find a way. They're really good, and we got to have a great week of practice.
You talk about finding a way and the momentum that you guys are building right now. Through the rest of the season, what would it take to be able to really make some noise in the challenge that is the CHSL?
Yeah, I think we're more than capable of beating any team in the CHSL. We've proven that thus far. Obviously, I think any team in the CHSL can beat anyone else on any given night. So, I think it's just not looking at the big picture and focusing on what's in front of us, not getting ahead of ourselves. I think right now the most important thing for us is having a great week of practice and getting ready for Central, and then kind of taking that next challenge after that. If you start looking too far ahead, I think you can lose focus of the group.
Well, it all starts, like you said, on Friday with those Fighting Irish. We can't wait to see how the team does there and, of course, throughout the rest of the season. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Thanks, Nicole.